Hey everyone, my name's Adam Archer, and today we're going to be going back to a old background. This is basically a wool blanket that I have. Let me know if you want me to go back to just the tabletop. I'm thinking this may be able to get you a little bit more visibility, but I do want to see if there's any focusing issues with this. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's take a look at this knife. This is I think the Worx MRX lightweight blue. This knife comes in a huge variety of combinations. I purchased it a couple years ago at Blade Show just because of how unique it is, and I could get the exact color combination that I wanted. I actually forgot to look up how much this knife costs, so I'm just going to skip that. You guys can look it up if you are interested in that, although I do remember it being rather expensive. Maybe $240 is coming to my mind. I don't know. I'll just hold up the box. If you're wanting to look it up, you can look it up. So that is the exact model number. Okay, so what makes this knife unique? Well, most folding automatic knives really use two different ways to deploy or to like as a spring. They either use a coil spring, which is the most common, like this Benchmade striker. And what a coil spring is a coiled spring right here. So it's just a little spring that's been coiled up. Part of it sticks in the blade, part of it is sitting on the handle. When you close the blade, it kind of wraps around, or it coils up even more. And then when you press the button, it uncoils and, of course, opens the blade. Another type of spring that is found on automatic knives is a torsion bar or a leaf spring. So as you can see in there, there's that piece of metal that pushes up against the blade. So when it is unsprung, it will be at an angle, so kind of like that. But when you have the blade pushing against it, it straightens it out. Of course, since the natural position of it is bent, it's going to want to stay bent. So once you press that button, it pushes the blade open, goes into its natural resting position, and your blade is open. I don't think I really had to explain springs to you guys, but I thought I should. Now, with this, what makes it special? Thankfully, I have this nice little picture that shows the inside of this knife. If you go to Blade Show, I believe they actually have some of these with clear handles that you can look at. I don't believe they are for sale, as well as they have a display that constantly opens and closes this knife. What they kind of pride themselves on is that they have a spring mechanism that lasts longer than any other springs on the market. I think I saw videos of them showing their spring at like 50,000 openings, when a lot of the other ones are maybe 3,000 to 5,000 is what I've heard. I don't recall the exact numbers, but these are supposed to last an extremely long time. Now, what they used is a dual nested counterwound extension springs. So extension springs are actually what you'll find in a lot of out the front automatic knives, which, let's see if I have any of those right here. I just have some disassembled out the front knives just laying around. So this is kind of what that spring looks like right there. And that would be found normally on out the front knives, like this. Now, what they have in this is actually one of these springs and then another one inside of it. So, of course, they would have something larger that could actually fit a second spring inside, but that's the basic idea. They have that attached to a miniature chain roller, which, let's close this up, and you can actually see that chain roller right here. So that is a little chain that goes on the back of the blade, and you can actually see, so that's a chain, and they actually have little grooves in the blade where that chain would fit. And you can see that on this picture as well. So rather neat right there. And then they have, it does have bearings in the pivot as well to make it a little bit more smooth. Does not seem to have any way to adjust the pivot in case it gets loose, although that is extremely solid. Wow. Normally in automatics you have at least a little bit of blade play to have this good of action, but in this it is rock solid. As I said, there are multiple variations you can get of this knife. Just looking in this little catalog, so we have the MRX. The lightweight, I believe, is the same size as the full-size MRX, but maybe thinner handles. So in here, MRX. Do they have the lightweight? I don't think they have the lightweight in here. But the handle colors you can get are green, red, blue, carbon fiber insert, and titanium. And then the actual blade colors you can get, there's stonewash, there's two-tone, which is what I got. There's black, there's two-tone satin, there's two-tone bead blast, and there's Damascus. And you can also get different blade shapes, such as recurve, standard edge. There's like a Tanto-looking recurve. I don't think they named it the Tanto-looking recurve, but that's what I'm naming it. Yeah, so there's... Oh, there we go. So Tanto, I guess that's standard edge, recurve, and reverse. And blade finishes stonewash, two-tone black, satin, bead blasted, and Damascus. Yeah, any blade style listed can be ordered with any finish listed. And that's one of the things that I really liked at Blade Show. I could handle the knives and then pick the exact one that I wanted. Now, let's actually take a look at the knife itself. Since we've explained all the combinations and everything, let's take a look. Oh gosh, it's 8 minutes in and we're just taking a look at the knife. People are gonna hate me for that. Sorry about that. Okay, so as you can see, this is a two-tone finish. So you have the very nice black coating and then the satin flats. Really like the look of that. Blue aluminum handle. Then you have the recessed button, so that's not going to accidentally get depressed on you. On the reverse, you have a very large pocket clip that I'm not really a fan of the look of, but it's extremely functional, so it works. I mean, it fits in the pocket well, and I mean, it's easy to like take out, and I just don't like the look of it. I don't know. It does have lanyard holes on the back, as you can see right there. No writing on the blade. You can see it's almost completely sterile, except for what's partially hidden by the handle, and that actually says the blade steel, CPM 154. As you can see there. And then on this reverse side, doesn't look like there's anything. So it doesn't actually say the company name on it on the outside, but then you can actually see that right on the inside, it's actually milled right in there. And it says patented US, and then it has the patent number, Worx MRX. Then on the reverse side, it says Guardian Tactical and the serial number. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but there we go, Guardian Tactical, that's the serial number, and then there's going to be the patent and Worx in there. And one of the things I do have to say is when you are both deploying the knife as well as when you are closing it up, you do want to press that button completely because it almost, if you don't press it completely, it almost feels like it's grinding against those chains. So like, let's just say I press the button, let go of it, and try to close it. It just kind of like grinds up against that. I don't know, it probably, I don't know, I don't like it when it does that. So it's just not smooth unless you are pressing that button down fully. So there is the knife. I talked a lot about the different features on it, just with the catalog. As I mentioned before, it uses CPM 154, although you can get it in Damascus as well. Now I'll just show it in high detail because most of the talking I did had the knife on the ground. This is a hollow grind, I believe, which one of the interesting things is, let's take a good look at that blade. Actually, let's zoom out and then I can bring this in a little bit more. You'll notice the grinds on this are not like an up and down grind. You'll actually see them go the length of the blade. So that's very unique. Very aggressive, pointy. I like that the swedge on the back is also black coated. I do wish that it was black hardware, but oh well. They probably have a version with black hardware. They have so many different combinations. My recommendation is if you go to Blade Show, buy one. I remember they had absolutely fantastic show pricing. Just great. And that's another reason why I picked it up at Blade Show, is just because the price was hard to resist. Very unique. One of those knives that I really like. Very comfortable in the hand, ergonomic. No hot spots. That's another thing with pod clip, doesn't create hot spots. But there you go. That is the Worx MRX LW Blue. This is the box for it. Didn't even show what the box looks like. There we go. Oh, what's this? Thank you for choosing Worx. You purchased an outstanding knife. I guess this is like a signature of who may have checked it. Is there anything else in here? We have this little card. This is the lifetime warranty. With automatic knives, since you can't ship it over state lines, I consider them without warranties unless you are active military or police. Although in the future, they probably will remove the ban on shipping automatic knives. But for now, I consider all automatic knives without warranty. Unless you have like a dealer that is close to you, then they can send it in. But I don't know. There you go. That is, well, I've already said that is the Worx MRX. Thank you guys for watching. Have a fantastic day. See you guys later.